Hey there, neighbors and naysayers. August 27th, 2024. I just feel like I say this every time, but I haven't done a video in a while. Just hadn't been much to do video over. We're just trying to make it through. That's all. If you haven't, or I'm preaching to the choir, I'm sure, but if you want to know what D3/D4 drought looks like, you're looking at it. Marflower rose is starting to lose its leaves. There's some blackberry here behind me that's dying, wilting and dying. Ironweed right here in the foreground that's wilted and didn't even make seed. So things are rough out here. No two ways about it. And we're going to talk, I'm sure in September, but definitely in October, here about drought. Not here, but in Jefferson County at a good friend place up the road, Brent Nemeth. Talked to him today. He said, boy, it's rough. I don't know whether I want to hold a pasture walk. I said, well, you're either going to have it at your place or we're going to have it at ours, and we're going to talk about drought. But I'll give you a little forefront. So there was 32 calves in this group as of Saturday. Now there's 19. We pulled 9 off plus 2 fats. The 9 are going to go hit the sale barn unless somebody else calls and says they want them. Mostly the black stuff, a few odds and ends. They're all good stuff, probably better than what I kept, to be honest. But cattle prices are such that I just can't afford to keep them. And it didn't get to that point till now because we're having water issues. Our well isn't keeping up. I've got to check the pressure switch morning and night, make sure it's up and running. Some days it's fine, some days it's pretty low. It's been really hot here. 94 today, 96 to 98 tomorrow. So it's rough. This is the only group of livestock, of course, that's still unpastured. Cows are on hay, sheep are on hay, and that group we peeled off is on hay. And we're just going to have to keep reducing as long as we can hold on. Now, right now, I can stay with what I have for water, but it's starting to get ugly. And those wells aren't going to recharge right away, even if we get rainfall. It'll be a couple months before they'll recharge. So we just have to be realistic here, and we got enough hay. We got, the famous saying of Jake Sutton, the farmer up north, was, I got enough to get through the winter, I just got to get to the winter. And we got enough of both, but water is an issue. I'd rather sell all the livestock than haul water, and it's just the way that it is. Sorry, but cattle are too expensive to make it worth our while to hold on to them through this and through the winter, and not knowing what the spring's going to look like, and get into our emergency hay supply. And so that's what we're doing. And people say, well, how can you afford to do that? Your beef business is growing by leaps and bounds. Well, the economy sucks, and so we're not selling as much beef as we had been. It's just one of those years. We have one every couple years where just everybody's, oh, we got some left over, and it's not really that. It's probably the economy, but it's the way it goes. But when I started doing the calculations, we're going to be feeding hay to this group from November on. And I usually have stockpiled grass for them that I'm probably not going to have. By the time I figure out how much I'm going to feed them, it's not worth it to keep them for the price that they are. I can stay at the number of steers I currently got sold, keep the customers I have happy, and move the rest. And so that's what we're going to do. And it may come down, the next slice that comes out, if we got to make it come out, is, of course, there's some cull cows that got to go. But after that, it's starting to think about cow-calf pairs and pulling them out. And we'll keep heifers instead of cow-calf pairs, or we'll buy heifers back when this is all over. The good thing about Eastern Ohio is drought usually only lasts 1 year, but there have been odd ones that the next year it was sort of dry. It wasn't real dry, but sort of dry, or vice versa. It was really dry, sort of dry 1 year and then really dry the next, is the case with 88. So that's one of the many factors we're working on, looking at. And the sheep, same way. We kind of wrestled back and forth. Did we get rid of the young stock that have a higher nutritional need but a lower overall need, or do we get rid of ewes that have a higher overall need but a lower nutritional need? And I think in the end we've decided just to get rid of all the young stock, and probably a few ewes as well, and go down to where we need to be. We can always buy back ewes, we can always breed up ewes, it's going to hurt for a couple years financially as far as income, but it's not going to hurt as bad as the expenses are going to be just to keep them fed through the winter without all the things that we typically have. And we can buy back things if we need to. It's not easy, it's not fun, but we can if we need to. So that's kind of where we're faced with. I hate to say this, I wish I'd have done it a long time ago. And we're just trying to keep these ones fed. If we don't get any rain here real soon, we still got some warm season grass to graze, but after that, then we'll just pull down to just the calves that are going to go to the slaughter, which is 2 in October and I think 6 more in January. We'll pull just down to them and we'll let them just go over and graze. And we'll pull all these young calves in and put them on hay. And it may come down to we're going to have to put them in different places on the farm on different water sources because we just don't have enough water in one place to keep them watered. It's ugly, but it is what it is. You just go according to the plan, and that's the plan of what we have to do. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. It's depressing. It's like coming home to South Texas all the time. Every day is more of the same, and it's more hot and more humid and no rain and no water. But what can you do? We're going to go through years like this. We went through a year 10 years back where it rained every single day, and that was almost as bad. So it is what it is. You just make do, and this is probably a good reset for us to get right, get down to what we need, get rid of some of the fat, and stay where we need to be. I had another thought, and I just cannot get it out here at this point. I can't remember now what it was, but we're just getting by to get by, and when it's all over with, hopefully we'll have some pasture. Oh, that was the other thought. The other thought is, yes, it's September, or whatever I said, August, whatever, late August. I can never remember what the day is. And I made the comment the other day, and I truly believe it. When it came out, it didn't sound right, but it does sound right now. There's not going to be any more pasture this year until frost. This is just the way that it is. It doesn't matter whether it rains or not. At this point, the cows are on hay. Everybody's on hay. We may keep these on hay, but we won't, even if we'd get rain tonight, tomorrow, which they say it's going to rain Thursday and Saturday. It never does, but they say it's going to. Even if it rains, I'm not going to move them back out on pasture until after first frost. At this point, I may not even move them back out on pasture until we get cold enough weather that growth has effectively stopped. Because what's the point? Let it grow. If we go across and graze it now, at this point, even if we get rain tomorrow, we're going to set it back, and we got 4 days of non-growing after we graze it off. We're past heading time. It's not going to head. The only thing it's going to do is just grow. And so at this point, we're better off to just feed hay until we get either a killing frost or until the temperature drops to a point that it's effectively stopped all growth. That's when it's going to be time to turn back out. Sad thing to say, but that's where we're at. And those are the things that we have to do as grazers. We have to know what we need to do and when we need to do it. I don't honestly know what this group here is eating. I turn them into a field just dry and crispy, and when I come back, it looks about the same way, and I check all their cow pies and they look good. I check their left side and they're full, and so they're getting what they need to get, and they're growing. So it's just what we keep doing. I've got about 7 days of this and then warm season grass, and then after that it's time to make that decision and pull those 6 fats and just run with them and pull these ones back with the cows. So interesting times. We're not ready to jump off the bridge or anything. It just is what it is. You got to go through tough times. Tough times make tough people, and we just have to know where we're at. And I see cows selling right now that they sell for what a cow sells for at the sale barn. Good quality cows. So at that point, why am I not getting rid of some of the older stuff now, putting the money in the bank and buying some newer stuff back in? And that'll be the next step. So with that, I'll say, we'll see you next time.